Hi everyone, this is Homey Hobbies. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm opening the first Illumicrate box of 2024. I would have posted this last week, however I wasn't feeling well and I'm starting to feel just a little bit better today, so I decided to finish up the editing, and by the time you see this it'll be 2 or 3 days later. So thank you so much for your patience, but I figured I need to get this up because I just received the February box. Now for those of you who don't know, Illumicrate is a book subscription box. It has 3 different types of books that they send out, one being fantasy, such as this one, then a romance version, and a horror version. In addition to regular versions of just the books, they include, for the fantasy version, a box that has items that are either related to the book itself or to other books that are of the same genre. This box that I received is the one that has other curated items. Now, I'm not sponsored by them, I just think that this is fun to do. Alrighty, and so I'm gonna open this up. Okay, and when I first opened this up, I was in shock because I've never seen the box come this way. You can tell that there's so little fill in there that everything was just tossed around. And I don't know if that was because it might have been tossed around in my room or because of the mailing, but I thought that was just terrible. In addition, you can see here that the pamphlet has white borders around it, as if someone didn't extend the art all the way to the ends, and it's kind of just sloppy. I'm really hoping that was just a mistake, but it's wild to me that they let this go out. So our first item that we have today is inside this box. It is a library stamp inspired by the Wayward Children book series by Shannon McGuire. Now, I personally love library stamps. I bought my own a couple years ago from Etsy, and I am working on a project where I actually stamp and put in little library cards in all my books. The old school library cards, if you remember those. So maybe I'll make a video on that. But for now, I'm excited to see what's inside. Now, I will say all my audio work is done post in editing, so there is a bit that I have to go over in a moment. Alrighty, this is a very cute stamp that says property of Eleanor West, one of the characters in the Wayward Children series. You can see that the bottom, where the stamp is meant to be, is blank and flat. The handle seems to be a solid wood, which I appreciate because we just love a good quality and beautiful looking stamp handle. Now, I was very confused as to why it was blank. I thought maybe this was something that you would take a silicone stamp sponge press thing and hold up against it to stamp on your paper, but I found later on that on the bottom of the box there was in fact a sticker to put on with the rest of the stamp. Now this says from the library of, and at the bottom you can put your name either above or below the line. You can see that there's a door with a skeleton hand sticking out. Our next item here seems to be an enamel phone grip. Now, I'll be completely honest, I most likely won't use this and will sell it on one of my shops. I don't really like using phone grips like this. If I were to use one, it would have a wallet attached, but it is beautiful. Now this is inspired by Master of Jinn by P. Jelly Clark, and it says, The Mystery of Alchemy, Enchantments, and Supernatural Entities. And you can see that it's nice metal. There's a star in the middle with some symbols. And on the back here, we have our sticker to place on the phone. Like I said, I don't think I'll be using it, but this is beautiful. Now, our next item seems to be some sort of cloth. I can tell right off the bat that it's not going to be another towel because of the type of fabric it seems to be. Usually the tea towels that they provide are microfiber, and I hate that, so I can tell right away when they're using microfiber. But here you can see that there is a teacup on one side and a few baked goods here on this side, such as a slice of pie and a muffin. And a few other sweets and items. Now I found it really hard to tell what this was at the beginning, but I figured it out once I opened it up. This is actually an apron, a kitchen apron, and it's very cute. You can see that there's a horse, that we have a little ghost cookie there, again the teacups, the teapot, some cakes, gingerbread men, and there's the loop for the top of the apron. Now, I do work in the food service industry, so I have quite a few aprons that are a little bit better quality than this. You can see that the loop that goes around the neck is not adjustable, which for me personally is really important because usually aprons end up too big for me. So as cute as this is, and as much as I love the look of it, I will most likely be giving it away or selling it because I just don't have the use for it. I would much rather wear an apron made more for utility than for looks. But I'm sure there is someone out there who would appreciate having an apron like this. Now our next item here is something that I'm really interested in. You can see here that it seems to be a little booklet that is red, kind of leathery, maybe pleather, and it seems to say that it is a passport of some sort. Now you can see right off the bat that it says that it's Illumicrate. There's a return ticket and a plate and some compasses. There are travel stamps all over the page saying Illumicrate and different dates, and it says the best stories are found between the pages of a passport. Now I took a wild guess at what it was, and I was correct. This is a sticker book. Now, some of you may know, if you look at my shorts, that I actually recently purchased a sticker book on my own, and I do love that sticker book. It is so cute, and I think I would really love to put all my cute stickers in there. But I think this would be a really great sticker book for any of my travels. I love to collect stickers from different restaurants, from countries, states, and places that I visit. So I think this would be the perfect sticker book for that, or for stickers that are book related. So I'm not sure which to use it for yet, but I do think that this will be great so that I don't have to buy a second sticker book later on. Now our next item here seems to be a series of bookmarks. I can assume that all of these are from the same book or same series. They feature different characters from the books. The first being a woman in a blue dress with long hair. Second being a person in dark pants and a dark shirt. Third being someone holding a skull. The fourth, someone being fire. And the fifth, someone in a tank top that has tattoo sleeves. And they are all surrounded by crescent moons. Now, I have no idea what series this is from. I do find the artwork is beautiful, and the bookmarks are printed on a pretty thick cardstock. I'm not sure I would keep these either. They are just not something I'm interested in. I'm more likely to damage these in my reading just because I'm not super careful with bookmarks. And I think I would rather just give them to someone who enjoys the series. As you can see right there in the corner, there seems to be a little bit of a bend to that first bookmark. That may be because of the poor packaging for this box, but it could have been just something natural. And last but not least, we have our book. Now, our book for the month of January is Voyage of the Damned by Francis White. You can see I'm having fun here with the foil. It's gorgeous. I love the effect that it has. In the background, there seems to be seaweed, and there is a ship at the top, and what looks to be like a catfish skeleton. And here you can see on the binding that it has the same foil effect. And at the back, we have our two catfish. It says, "We can get murdered tomorrow. Tonight, we party." I think this is fun. And look, you can see here a design. It looks almost like waves. Very cool. I think this is a very pretty dust cover. And here on the inside, we seem to have a layout of the ship that we will be embarking on, which is in the shape of a dragon or a sea monster. And here we can see the different rooms, such as a greenhouse, kitchen, lounge, games room, a library, a gym. This is a very fancy ship. I'm surprised. Right, now let's see. 12 magical blessings, 12 days at sea, one chance to stop a killer and save the world. For 1,000 years, Concordia has maintained peace between its provinces. To mark this incredible feat, the Emperor's ship embarks upon a 12-day voyage to the sacred goddess's mountain. Aboard are the heirs of the 12 provinces of Concordia, each graced with a unique and secret magical ability known as a blessing. Except one, Ganymedes Berserko, class clown, slacker, and all-round disappointment. When a beloved heir is murdered, everyone is a suspect. Stuck at sea and surrounded by powerful people without a blessing to protect him, odds of survival are slim. But as the bodies pile higher, Ganymedes must become the hero he was not born to be. Can he unmask the killer and their blessings before this bloody crusade reaches the shores of Concordia? Or will the Empire as he knows it fall? Well, that's exciting. I love a good little murder mystery. Here you can see we have the author's signature as usual. And weirdly, you'll see here that there's actually page damage to the first couple of pages. It doesn't reoccur throughout the book, but I found it very interesting. It must have happened during printing because it doesn't look like shipping damage. Now in this copy, we also have what seems to be a map of Concordia and an author's note that reads, "Dear reader, I'm not going to play cool in this letter. I'm not going to be mysterious or demure. I am filled with an abject book nerd glee over this special edition. I've been a fan of Illumicrate for years and have been existing in a state of delirium since I found out this is happening. This is my first book that's been published, but it's not the first that I've written. This novel stands upon the remains of the manuscripts that came before it. Quite fitting, then, that this book also contains multiple corpses. Voyage of the Damned was birthed from my combined love of fantasy and murder mystery. Since a worryingly young age, I've been gripped by locked room mysteries, the type that takes place in a secluded setting over a short period of time, with a cast of colorful characters forced together. Adding magic to that felt like opening a whole new realm of murderous possibilities and fiendish twists. I had the idea for a while, but the book didn't come to life until a wisecracking little guy called D swaggered his way, ass first, into my life and demanded his story be told. I like to believe the first murder of this book was that of the previous protagonist, who D slaved with pure irresistibility. So as much as this book is about murder, and much is about murder, don't you worry about that. And magic, I promise a lot of that too. Its beating heart is a person who has been discounted, not only by himself, but also by the world. It is about finding your worth, even if it's not in the place you expect it to be. So pack your bags, grab your boarding pass, and hop aboard the Dragon's Dawn. There's bad business afoot, and D is going to need all the help he can get. Francis. Okay, already I find that this book is going to be exciting. Like I said, I love a good murder mystery, and this will actually fill in a couple of themes that I need for the Realmathon that's going on right now. If you don't know, a few booktubers join in on something called Realmathon, which is a readathon where you are in a certain realm and you join groups based on which group you feel fits you the best. And I'm joining in for the first time this year just as a reader. Here on the back you can see that we have the same artwork as in the front and our author's focus. Frances White is a creative writing and English lit graduate from Royal Holloway University of London. She has a soft spot for writing unlikely, flawed, and messy heroes who love mixing humor and heartbreak. She's passionate about bringing more LGBTQIA+ representation, fat positivity into fantasy. And when not writing, she can be found sewing costumes for conventions and researching obscure historical facts. I love that. And now to see the cover under the dusk jacket. And wow, just from that glance, I kind of like it. This is kind of a plain cover, but I do like, again, the foil and the effect that it has. I think it's very fun. And I think the catfish, I believe, is a good choice. Here we have the same foiling on the spine as we did on the other side, and a plain back. Now, I do wish that there was artwork on the back, but we have had plain backs for a little while with Illumicrate books. So it's kind of to be expected. But like I said, I do like the foil work that is placed around the book. Alright, so all together we have our book, Voyage of the Damned by Frances White, our 5 bookmarks from I don't know which book series. Then we have our fancy phone grip, our apron, our stamp, and our passport sticker book. Now here is our pamphlet. Again, does not look great for the first month, and we're going to take a look at what items we got. The first item mentioned was the Best Stories Reusable Sticker Book, designed by Jane Tibbetts at Chatty Nora. She's designed a few of the items that we received over the past few months. Then we have a lighted up bookmark set by Merwild at Merwild & Co., featuring characters from Crescent City. Okay, so that's where it's from. Again, I don't know this book series, so I don't know if I'll keep them. The next item is the Cinnamon and Gingerbread Apron, designed by Joanne Palmer at Flutter and Fern. This is based on a Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking. Okay, so I'm actually planning to read this book, so maybe I'll keep it. And here they actually have wash instructions, which is great. Then we have a Ministry of Alchemy phone grip, designed by The Bitter Season at The Bitter Season, inspired, as we said before, by A Master of Gin. And lastly, our Eleanor West Library stamp, designed by Anna Veiling at Mornkunst Shop, inspired by the Wayward Children series. On this other side of the pamphlet, we have the same summary that we found inside the book and the description of what came with the book, such that it is signed with a foil embossing, digitally printed edges, and illustrated end papers and bonus content, such as the author's note. And then here we have the February challenge. Now, when I was filming this, I could have joined the challenge, but I didn't. I completely forgot about it, as one does. But I'll be able to join the one for February's theme, which is Caged Hearts. This book is To Cage a God by Elizabeth May. That is a spoiler. I'm so sad. In a world on the brink of war, 2 sisters with the powers of gods, carved into their bones, are placed at the head of a growing rebellion, seeking to overthrow tyrannical monarchs. This is about finding love and making a decision between duty and desire in order to burn down a corrupt empire. Now, this book is also going to have a foil embossing, digitally printed 4 edges, illustrated end papers, bonus content, and is signed by the author. The fandom items also include the Poppy Wars. My friend has reached out and called dibs on the item, which I don't mind. I haven't read the book. Another one is The Serpent and Wings of Night, The Book Eaters, and One Dark Window. And it says that all February boxes will contain their next collectible replica, which may be from the Poppy Wars. And that's it. Once again, thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you have a good rest of your week, a good weekend, and a good night. Thank you. Bye.